Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Welkom RC Arena 3 for the 2023 VRC World Championship here for 10-scale Nitro Sedan. We are off and underway for A main action, a 30-minute race here for these drivers. Our top qualifier, Mirko Salemi, leading us out here in this one. Good clean start for most of our drivers in this one. Bardetta jumps up in the number 2 spot. Martin Wollanka in the number 3 spot here. Jordan Marley up in the mix as well. Graham Raystrick, Andrea Navati. Quite a few familiar names here in our 10-scale Nitro Sedan World Championship. Again, a 30-minute race here for these drivers. Any one of them showed the pace in qualifying to get the job done. Who will beat? We will find out in a very short amount of time. Down the backstretch we go here. A couple laps into this one. Martin Wollanka chasing down your race leader, Mirko Salemi. Martin Wollanka qualified in that number 2 spot. Salemi, your top qualifier. Wollanka right now trying to put the pressure on him as they head back into the infield section through the switchbacks. And Wollanka has caught up to the back. Bumper there. Oh, Salemi makes a little bit of mistake there. Martin Wollanka tries to work his way by. Wheel to wheel down the front stretch. They go onto the right side. Wollanka makes the move there. Can he make it stick? And he's got it. Martin Wollanka, now your race leader. Salemi dives back to the inside, though, through the switchbacks. Wollanka takes it right back. Oh, big mistake there from Martin Wollanka. Wollanka seals the deal for the lead and then puts it up on 2 wheels. End over end he goes. Lands back on his wheels. No corner marshal needed. And already we come out of that replay and Martin Wollanka is already back to the front. Mirko Salemi out into the infield. He's back on the track, though. Salemi right now, he's got some catching up to do here. Jordan Marley not out of this one as he's right there with him as well. Martin Wollanka out to a 0.7 of a second lead. Battle for second and third right there behind him. Mirko Salemi, your top qualifier in second. Jordan Marley right there behind him in the number 3 spot. Marley trying to close the gap upon him. Oh, Marley fast through that chicane section. Oh, big mistake right there for Graham Raystick trying to make the move on Bardetta. Catches that inside curb, spins it around. Once again, no corner marshal needed for him there. Spins that thing back around and he is back and running the number 5 spot. Martin Wollanka, though, out front here. Already trying to make some moves here. I take that back. Wait a minute. Wollanka looks like he may have dropped back. Something happened to Wollanka as we were in that replay there of Graham Raystrick. So Wollanka not out front. He is in the number 3 spot. Chasing down Jordan Marley now in second. So Mirko Salemi, your top qualifier, back to the front here in this one. Marley not making it easy for Wollanka as Marley takes it back. Marley checks up just a bit, heading into the corner there. Wollanka goes on by. Wollanka up to the number 2 spot here. In through the infield once again. Mirko Salemi out front. Martin Wollanka in the number 2 spot, 0.7 of a second back from him. Jordan Marley in third. Graham Raystrick in fourth. Oliver Munier in the number 5 spot. Take a look here. Instant replay of Martin Wollanka. Look at him running down the back wall there. Wollanka dive to the inside. Oh, gets a bit wide. Trying to sweep around there. Wollanka coming up on the 3-minute mark. His fast lap of 17.6. I believe that is the fastest we have seen on this racetrack so far here in this race. And Wollanka literally puts the car up against the back wall to try and carry his speed through that sweeper. A good line for him right there. It looks like he is gaining time on Mirko Salemi. We'll see if he gains time here. As you can see, Wollanka literally plants the car up against it. And he does. He gains a lot of time doing that. And Salemi, he's got his work cut out for him to try and keep Wollanka behind him. Salemi there in the yellow and blue. He's got Martin Wollanka behind him in the orange and white. Here they come through the infield once again. Oh, mistake right there from Mirko Salemi. Through that chicane, Salemi catches that inside curb. That was the same corner that we saw Martin Wollanka make that mistake early on in this race. So Wollanka back to the front here. Mirko Salemi in the number 2 spot. Jordan Marley in the 3. Graham Raystrick in the 4. Minier in the 5, Bardetta in the 6, Antonia in the 7, Pica in the 8, Navati and Glaze rounding out your field here in this one. Graham Raystrick in the number 4 spot. Right now chasing down Jordan Marley. They are 5 seconds apart. He is 1.9 seconds ahead of Oliver in the number 5 spot. Andrew Bardetta in that 6th spot. Back up to Mirko Salemi now. Salemi is going to be 0.6 of a second back from Wollanka, so he has closed the gap up just a bit on our race leader here. Only 4.5 minutes into this one. Jordan Marley in the number 3 spot, 1 second back from these drivers. Salemi's fast lap now 17.6 on lap number 7. Some pretty close lap times there between Salemi and our race leader Martin Wollanka. Wollanka started second on the grid. Through the chicane once again onto the right side down that back stretch. Salemi coming back around to the front side. You can see Martin Wollanka just out of view there of the camera. About a straightaway length apart, maybe less now. 0.8 of a second separated as they head through the switchback section. Here comes Wollanka. Good shot of him down the backstretch. There goes Mirko. And Mirko now taking that same line, planting the car up against that outside wall. Gaining a bit there on Martin Wollanka. That time by 0.8 of a second apart. About a tenth of a second. Oh, Martin Wollanka. What a save right there. Gets a little close there. Kicks the rear end up. Has to go a bit wide. 0.4 of a second is all separated. Wollanka once again on the curb. Again on the curbs. So Martin Wollanka pushing his luck here in this one. Mirko Salemi right now just trying to keep that car planted on the racetrack. Coming back. Oh, onto the backside he goes. Salemi really planting that car into the back wall. Slamming it there. Martin Wollanka, he comes in for a pit stop here at the 5:45 mark. In and out he goes. Martin Wollanka, an experienced racer in and out of the VRC world. And he knows he had a few rough laps there. Time to bring it in for a pit stop. A good chance to just calm down, take a breath. Here comes Mirko Salemi now. Antonia in for fuel as well. Mirko in and out of the pit lane. Martin Wollanka out front once again. Salemi going to drop back to the number 2 spot. Jordan Marley in the 3. Graham Raystrick in the 4. Minier in the 5. Bardetta, Antonia, Pica, Glaze, and Navati. There's Salemi headed down the backstretch. He's got Antonia just ahead of him there. That's Winfred in the number 7 spot. Here they come. Back and forth there. As you can see, Martin Wollanka out to a 1.1 second lead over Mirko in the number 2 spot. Martin Wollanka's fast lap right now is a 17.5. 1/10, I believe, 1/10 of a second faster than Mirko Salemi's fastest lap. So pretty close lap times between those two drivers there. Coming up on that 7-minute mark here as Martin Wollanka works his way through the field. Jordan Marley has dropped back 4.2 seconds back from Mirko in second. So everybody's spreading themselves out just a little here in this one. Closest battle still going to be between our race leaders, 1 and 2, as they're only 1.3 seconds apart. Salemi through the switchbacks into the chicane. He goes down the backstretch. There goes Wollanka. Wollanka's got a bit. Whoa! Wollanka going for a joyride there. Out into the painted sections off the racetrack. He comes back on there. Here we're looking at Graham Raystrick. Graham, a longtime VRC World Championship contender for several years. Good to see him out there once again here this year. Running the number 4 spot, 6 seconds out of the podium spot from Jordan Marley. But a lot of racing left to go here. And at 7:45 into this race, this is a 30-minute race. We're 25 laps in. We're looking at possibly a 100-lap race here. So only a quarter of the way for these drivers. Martin Wollanka. There you see once again that line down the backstretch he goes. Diving around the outside of Milan Pica. Up onto the painted curb. Sweeping his way onto the front stretch. Another lap in the books there for your race leader, Martin Wollanka. Wollanka coming around there. Fast lap of 17.570 for Mirko Salemi. That is new fast lap of the race. Salemi trying to close the gap up on Wollanka. They're 1.6 seconds apart. He works his way by Bardetta there. Coming back around down the front stretch now. That time by a 17.9 for Mirko. 8:40 into this one. Jordan Marley still in 3rd. Graham Raystrick holding strong in 4th. And Bardetta in 5th. Again, all these drivers starting to spread themselves out just a bit. The next closest battle from 1st and 2nd is going to be that battle for 8th and 9th between Andrea Navati and Milan Pica. It's only 2.1 seconds apart there. Minier going to be Winfred Antonia, I should say, going to be 2.3 seconds back from Minier, 6th and 7th. We're looking at Navati right now as he is chasing down Bendetta. They are a lap apart. Andrea Navati, another familiar face here at the VRC World Championships. Oliver Minier working his way around there in the number 6 spot. Red and white. On the right-hand side of the track he goes. He's 2.4 seconds back from Andrew Bardetta, our 5th place driver. Down the front stretch he goes. His fast lap so far here in this one, I believe it's going to be a 17.7, if I'm not mistaken. Last time by line was an 18 flat. Martin Wollanka still out front here. Mirko Salemi in the number 2 spot. Jordan Marley in 3rd. Raystrick in 4th. Bardetta, there's Graham Raystrick right there in the number 4 spot. Jordan Marley is now only 3.4 seconds back from Mirko Salemi in the number 2 spot. So Jordan starting to turn up the heat here just a bit. 10 minutes into this one. 20 minutes left to go here for these drivers. Graham Raystrick with a 17.9, his fastest lap of the race on lap number 31. 10:15 into this one here. Raystrick working his way through some lap traffic there. That is going to be Glaze, Justin Glaze in the number 9 spot. 10.5 minutes in here. 17.9 once again there for Raystrick. So Raystrick starting to find his groove as he is looking for Jordan Marley. 6.7 seconds up ahead of him there. Graham hugging that inside curve just a bit. Dropping back once again here to Minier. This is a battle here between Minier and Bardetta. That's going to be our battle for 5th and 6th. Bardetta in that bright yellow car. Minier in the red and white. Oliver looking to the inside lines. They head themselves into the sweeper section there. Bardetta not letting him by easy. Closes the door on him there. Good line for Bardetta. Back to the front now. Mirko Salemi, 7.5 seconds back from your race leader. Just past the 11-minute mark here in this one. Salemi coming back down the front stretch here. That time by the line of 17. Oh, big mistake right there for Mirko. Mirko catching that inside curve at the end of the front stretch. Puts him upside down. He slides all the way to the wall and goes upside down. Has to have a corner marshal there for that one. That's going to lose some valuable time that he had tried to make up on Martin Wollanka. So Martin right now, he's got some breathing room now, an 11-second lead. Wow. One mistake right there for Mirko. He's back 11 seconds, and now Jordan Marley is only 2.6 seconds back from it. Still a lot of racing left to go. We are not yet to the halfway mark of this race. There's Martin Wollanka. He is on cruise control right now, just trying to hang out front, keep that car on all fours. Here he comes down the front stretch into pit lane. Martin Wollanka in for another pit stop at the 12-minute mark. In and out, a beautiful pit stop for him right there. Wollanka, lap number 40 in the books. Salemi is 11.4 seconds back before that pit stop. Salemi will be making his pit stop here shortly as well. Martin Wollanka, new fast lap of the race, a 17.408 on lap number 31. Martin Wollanka on a move here in this one. Not slowing down any. Taking a time shift here. Oh, trouble there for Minier. 17:45 into this race, so Oliver making a mistake there in the number 5 spot. Oh, another mistake. This is a rough lap right here for Minier. Jordan Marley in the number 4 spot. Minier was in that 5 spot. We'll see if he hangs on to it. We'll see where Bardetta is at this time by the line as they work their way back around. There they go down the back stretch. Coming back around to the front side of the racetrack here in this one. Bardetta still going to be behind him, but now Minier dropping back almost 14 seconds from Jordan Marley. So that was definitely a devastating lap there for Minier as he was trying to close the gap up on the number 4 driver. Graham Raystrick, though, has moved his way up into the top 3 of this race. 18:30 down in this one. Minier heads on to the... Oh, another mistake for him right there. I'll tell you what, Andrew Bardetta, he's just got to keep it calm and collected. He is going to be trying to close that gap up. That last time by was 3.8 second gap. We'll see what it is this time by. It's only 2.8, so he gained 1 full second that time by. 19 minutes. Oh, another mistake there for Minier. Well, I tell you what, this has been a rough few laps for him. Bouncing from curb to curb, goes all the way to the outside. Andrew Bardetta, he's got to be loving this at this point. He is slowly inching up on it. Meanwhile, one driver who is out front and not a clue what's happening behind him because he is out to a considerable lead is none other than Martin Wollanka. Great to see him back in the VRC World Championships here in 2023. Already had some success in a few of the other classes, and now we see him here in nitro sedan. Looking for a possible World Championship win. Still a lot of racing left to go, though. Just shy of 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes to go, I should say. Left in this race here, a 30-minute race here for these drivers. We're coming up on the 20-minute mark. Martin Wollanka has 65 laps in the books. Looking at a possible 100-lap race here at the pace they're running right now. Mirko Salemi, your top qualifier, jumped out front early on. And now finds himself in the number 2 spot as we take a time shift in this one once again. 26 minutes, 25 seconds in. Mirko Salemi in the number 2 spot. 88 laps in on this one. Graham Raystrick in third. Oliver Minier, even with the mistakes we just saw a few minutes ago, he is now back up at the number 4 spot. Andrew Bardetta in the 5. Winfred Antonia in the 6th. Andrea Novati in the 7. Marley Glaze and Milan Pica, your running order. Mirko Salemi through the infield there. Through the switchbacks he goes. The yellow, blue, and white. Salemi going to be about a lap back right now from Martin Wollanka. Almost 2 laps back at this point. So Martin Wollanka. He's on a Sunday cruise, working his way around this racetrack, looking for a VRC World Championship win here in 2023. Wollanka down the backstretch. He goes on to the left-hand side. Salemi still in second. Graham Raystrick, a fantastic run for Graham here in this one. Sitting in third. Graham is about a lap, almost 2 laps back from Mirko Salemi. Minier in the number 4 spot and Bardetta in the 5 spot. Everybody pretty spread out here at this point as we are 27 and a half minutes in. 2.5 minutes to go. We're following a race leader here. A great view from the far side of the racetrack. Martin Wollanka battling it out early on in this race with Mirko Salemi. Wollanka putting the consistency to work and some fast laps, don't get me wrong there. And he is out front by over a lap now, almost 2 laps on Salemi, 2 laps on Raystrick. Wollanka, there's that line again, a great view of it, just planting that car up against that outside wall. Slingshot engaged, Martin Wollanka. Here's Jordan Marley sitting in the 8th place spot. He started 5th on the grid. We saw Jordan Marley up in the top 3 mix early in this race. Things started to crumble just a bit there in the middle of the race. And now he finds himself back in the 8th place spot. Trying to chase down Andrea Novati in the number 7 spot. He's got Justin Glaze there behind him in 9th. They are separated by a lap though, not a battle for position. Minute and a half left to go here for our 2023 VRC World Championship for 10-scale Nitro Sedan. Whoa, Andrea Novati. Get a little wild there in the number 7 spot. And that's Marley right there behind him. That may be it is. That's a battle for position. Andrea Novati now dropping back into the number 8 spot. Jordan Marley pressing hard. It did not look like he was going to have enough time to catch up to Andrea Novati, but he made it happen as they work their way back onto the backstretch here. Novati trying to catch back up to Marley now. They have flip-flop positions. Meanwhile, 45 seconds left to go on the clock here in this one. This is the man of the hour. Down the front stretch, I should say maybe half hour, since this is a 30-minute race. 30 seconds to go now. Started second on the grid in this one. Got out front after an early battle with Mirko Salemi. Has checked out ever since. Slow motion action as he comes onto the front stretch here. 15 seconds to go. Salemi in second. Graham Raystrick in third. Time is winding down here. Less than 10 seconds. Here's your race leader. 5 seconds left on the race clock. Through the infield one final time. That is going to be time. He'll be done when he crosses the line. Onto the right-hand side of the track one final time. Through that tricky chicane. Down the backstretch. Down the front stretch. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Nitro Sedan VRC World Champion, Martin Wollanka. Mirko Salemi coming around for that number 2 spot, and Graham Raystrick with a fantastic run to finish in the top 3.